Sol for Korea Blockchain Week, and today I'm with Aleksander from Axie Infinity.
Hi, yeah, good seeing you again.
Good
It's
seeing
been
you again.
a couple of years now. I saw you at one of the Axie meetups we had. I think it was in London.
It was, yes, and it was so good.
Yeah.
The community at Axie was so strong back then. I'm excited to hear what you've been up to since.
Yeah, I mean, so it's funny you would mention community. It's definitely been like one of the key things for Axie since the beginning. And that's really what we took. So we took the core Axie community and we kind of merged it into Ronin, which is, the tech base for Axie. And then we're supporting other games as well with that tech base and that community. So we're kind of taking all the learnings we had from Axie, the community, everything, and now supporting other game studios as well.
How is the gaming side of crypto doing at the moment?
I would say that it's doing really well in terms of for some studios. So, for Ronin, we have actually 1.7 million daily active wallets, which is really great, and about 4.5 million active players on a monthly basis, which is massive. But a lot of those players are even from emerging markets, which is which is not seen so much, I would say, of the broader kind of crypto industry. So for us, it's really great. But I think a lot of other studios might be struggling a little bit. I think still remains to be seen what product market fit really looks like for these games when you don't have all the token machinations, which is really what it's been about so far.
Axie Infinity was one of the most exciting gaming projects during that specific year, actually. For anyone that just joined afterwards and doesn't know what it is, can you explain really quick for the audience what Axie is?
Yeah, sure. So Axie Infinity is a digital pet game, a pet collection game where you have your game characters and you use them in battle against other players. The rewards that you get can then be used to breed new game characters, and then you can take those game characters on a journey within the entire Axie game universe. So it's like an interoperable game universe, and that's kind of how it started.
Mm-hmm.
And I think at its peak, Axie had about 2.7 million daily active players. So it's definitely the biggest blockchain game of all time. And in terms of volume, it generated over $4 billion in trading volume between players, which is pretty massive. So yeah, definitely proud of that, but a lot of learnings along the way that we could have done better. But yeah, hopefully for the next wave, we can take those learnings and impart them onto the next teams that we're working with.
I mean, the market is always changing and you have to sort of keep your balance with it as well.
Mm-hmm.
What was something that how did Axie essentially influence the way crypto gaming is done today?
So when I look back at Axie, I see something amazing. We enabled players around the world to actually, make a living inside the game for a period of time. It put food on the table for millions of players, which I think is great. But at the same time, the underlying economic aspect of the game probably wasn't sustainable enough to make it last for, let's say, 5, 10, 20 years. So I think Axie really is a proving ground for what is possible when you make these games work. It's only the real question is what happens at scale? And how are you going to make these games that then suddenly become virtual worlds eventually last for a really long time, right? Because a lot of what it really shows is a lot of people want to earn money inside games, right? And I think that's really what made it successful. But it has to be more than just that. It has to be about the underlying product, the traction, and sale.
How do we go from here? What is coming that is exciting that you're working on?
For Axie itself, we're really focused on I can't really say exactly what's happening because it's a little bit of a secret. Okay. But I think it's natural for any IP to expand and see what else is possible. Do we need a bigger game? Do we need different type of games so that people can use their game characters for more things? For Sky Mavis as a whole, which is kind of the parent company, we're building Axie, we're building Ronin, and for Ronin itself, it's we partner with many different games and then we publish them. So in Web3, that actually means we work with them to go to market, basically. So we advise them on how do they structure their game economy, how do they structure their go to market, and how do they actually get their first 1,000 true fans, and then go from there. So one of the most popular games lately, which is Pixels, they actually work with us, for example.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about Ronin then.
Yeah, so Ronin started out as a sidechain to Ethereum made only for Axie. And then eventually we now turned it into more of a layer 1. So it kind of supports every type of game, but it's permissioned for now so that anyone that wants to work with us, they actually have to apply or be very closely connected to our team. So in the future, we will be opening that up using ZK AVM technology so that anyone will be able to deploy their own Ronin layer 2s, which is quite exciting. So very, very excited about that. And of course, also making it easier for game developers in general to create their own blockchain games. So that means that if they come to us, they get all the tools, all the services, everything that they need to kind of just very simply ship their game. And I think those tools and services are important, but really a lot of the value is what do you do to become successful? And actually that kind of institutional know-how from a game perspective, that's really where Sky Mavis and is the best in the world.
And it's really exciting, very promising for the industry for sure. For everyone watching, where can they find you?
So you can find me on Twitter at Psychout86. I'm not the best of tweeters, but I'm definitely there. But other than that, Sky Mavis HQ, Axie Infinity on Twitter, Ronin on Twitter. We're pretty out there if you're interested in game-related stuff. So yeah, make sure to follow, and you'll learn something new about gaming.
Sure. Alex, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, what's up?
But it's not something Genzio is afraid of.
If you want to survive, you got to build a
How
hive.
many know we do not understand that we do not Ladies and gentlemen.
We're back at the Genzio Media House.
Awesome. Thanks so much for joining us today.